Hello guys, it is that panda guy and I'm here again with another video. I just did an accent when I was trying to record this video, but my freaking dog is going ape mode today and I had to restart it. You guys aren't going to be able to hear my intro accent. You guys would have loved that, and I know you guys are mad at my dog right now that he's like flipping my blinds up and down, yeah, but you guys aren't going to hear my accent. That's too bad. But we're going to hop right into the video. And today, we are talking about Jaden. Otis, please calm down, buddy. No. Okay. Sorry, guys. My dog is, like, being crazy. But we're going to talk about Jaden. And first off, I kind of want to just touch on a few points of, like, pros and cons to him before I talk about his talents, his skills, maybe how I'd build him. There's, like, two ways I think you could build him, but I really wouldn't go, like, the second skill next. But I'll kind of go over that in a second. So first off, I want to mention that Jaden, he is a decent hero. He's not as good as other heroes, and I feel like one of his really big cons is the fact that he's so bad at building up rage. Where you see like a lot of heroes that have like a good skill tree instead of like attack, or even support tree. They have really good rage building skills, but then when you look at Jaden, he only has like this one, right? And then the one up here that also gains 8 rage when attacked. And I mean, rage is so huge because you kind of need it to just keep dropping those skills. And I mean, skill damage is so important when you're kind of fighting, right? Like that's like one of the big factors when you're fighting. Like I feel like skill damage might be, I mean, of course it's basic attack and skill damage for the most part. I feel like maybe I'm tripping, but it does seem like that. I mean, I feel like skill damage is so huge. So the fact that he can't build up rage as fast as some other heroes is kind of a turn off. And the biggest issue is it's not like you can just easily switch Jaden out with another hero like and make him a support, because his skill damage is pretty decent. Like it's pretty high, I think, compared to a lot of heroes. But the issue is that like I said, it builds up slow, and even if you put him as a support, it cuts that skill damage that you're dropping in half. So you can't really put him as a support, or you're like crippling him, which I mean, he's still not bad as a support, just not as good. And I know I'm blabbing a bit, guys. I'm gonna hop right into it. So it's all I will say. Another pro is the fact that it's so easy to get relics for him when you're going into, let's say, campaign, right? You do memory trip, and this is especially the case if you have all 80 done, right? I think you get like 11 point something thousand of these whatever you want to call these things in that top corner. But then you can also like basically get 3 Jaden fragments every day, aside from like the legendary hero badges that I try to get whenever I see them, which cost 2,000 of these fragments. But that's it. I'm gonna try to hop right into this. So I'm sorry if I'm doing a little bit of a sloppy review today, guys. I just like wanted to do this video, and I thought, why not? I will also say that so I was talking to Tree, and he said that he does give a defense reduction and is relatively free to play. Like I said, he is pretty decent and easier to level up as a free to play player. One of the cons, though, is that compared to the other heroes where you can put universal relics into them to max them out, you can't do with Jaden, which I mean isn't really the worst, because you'd probably be wasting your universal relics on a hero like this, especially when you can max them out over a longer period of time. So it's really how you take it, just how you look at it. And I am already 3 minutes in. Okay, I am so sorry, guys. We're gonna hop right into this, and I'm gonna first show you guys my talent tree for him. So personally, this is how my talent tree is. I'm not really sure where I'll put my other 3 talent points after I max them out. I might put like one in, actually no, I'm not gonna do travel speed. Honestly, I should, if I could take this one out of travel speed probably, and either put it like right here or maybe right here. And the biggest issue is with this is that I don't really use him. I wouldn't use him as a rally hero, so I wouldn't want to put it here. So I'd probably just throw it into this. And I mean, Berserker skill's all right, but it's obviously not as crazy as some of these other skills, which have like 100% chance of activating, or just like much higher percent chance. I'm pretty sure that's like, yeah, have a 10% chance to enter Berserk state when using basic attack. So but basically this is my build if you want to copy it. The strategy guide is also extremely good. I usually recommend copying these things because they are really good. The biggest issue for me was that I don't know why I actually invested in this. It might be better for me to change up my tree and kind of match this talent tree. And when you're like, so you guys might have noticed I don't have this, this talent right here, which is called Joint Attack. And basically that's when leading 3 or more different troop types, it increases your squad attack by a certain amount of percent. And that also happens with some heroes' skill levels. So if you guys don't know, when you're like using Jaden and maybe you have this skill invested in, what you're going to want to do is, let's say you're sending out an infantry march. You're going to want to send like for example, 200,000 infantry, 1,000 archers, 1,000 range, maybe, right? Because then you get that extra 5% just by having those 3 different troop types in there. So it's just like highly recommended. You kind of mix your squad for like a hero like that when they're using, that kind of skill. I just kind of wanted to go over that. All right, so now we're going to just hop into his skills. This video is much longer than I thought it'd be. I'm just blabbing today. I'm just going crazy. So first skill, it deals damage to the enemy. The damage factor can be 8,000 and reduced, damage factor of 8,000, and it can be reduced to 4,000 when he's acting as Vice General, which is a support hero. So basically, when you're not using him as your main hero to like lead your squad, if you put him as the side hero, it cuts that skill damage into half, which is such a L. At the same time, it reduces the defense of the attack squad by 25% for 3 seconds. So it's kind of Bella in the regard of like a melting skill, right? It's going to be making that squad that you could be swarming it with this hero, and I'm pretty sure it's going to make it like way easier for every hero that's attacking it to just get their smacks in and make it a little bit easier. So this is a pretty good skill. I actually never really noticed that reduces defense. So I do have a little bit better thought on Jaden, though he's still not nearly my favorite hero. His second skill is increases the damage dealt to zombies by 17.5%, which can obviously go up to 25%. I also want to mention on that first skill that the damage factor isn't set at 8,000. It can start at 2.4 thousand and it goes all the way up to 8,000. If you want to check out these numbers, guys, you can kind of look at that. Also see the defense reduction percent, just whatever you want to see that. But you can kind of see also the zombie numbers right here. It starts at 7.5%. It can go all the way up to 25%. I also want to mention that I highly recommend I just highly recommend avoiding the skill for last. Like, save it for last, because honestly, you're probably not going to be using this dude as a zombie hunter, and even if you are, he's still going to be just fine without the skill. Like, Jaden is going to do just fine. You really don't have to invest in the skill. So I don't know. Sorry guys, I had to cut off the footage because I had gotten a text, and I also had to move to the freaking living room because my dog won't stop barking. But we're going to look at his third skill, and basically it says when using a basic attack, there's a 20% chance to reduce the skill damage taken by 25% for 3 seconds, and that can also skill damage taken reduction can start at 7.5% and go all the way up to 25%. You guys can look at the numbers yourself if you want. And I mean, I think this is a really good skill, though there is a talent I know on support. I don't think there is one on attack, maybe, to like reduce the skill damage you might be taking. But I mean, that's still a pretty good skill nonetheless, even if like other heroes might have it. I still think like just reducing that skill damage will be pretty massive, since I mean, skill damage is such a huge just damage factor, right? Like, skill damage does so much. I don't know if like basic attack or like skill damage would be like the big factor in it's probably like more even now, but they both do a lot of stuff. And I mean, skill damage is so huge in the battlefield, so just being able to like take off as much of that as possible is just massive. So we're gonna be looking at his last skill, which is increases squad attack by 12% and defense by 12%. And I mean, that's all right, but I don't think this is insane. The numbers aren't crazy. I've seen like way higher numbers on other heroes. So 12 and 12% are okay, though they are not insane. But I mean, that's still something. And I personally probably would build it 1 4 3 2. I'm not really sure though, because you could always build it 1 3 4 2. It like depends which order you guys really want to go in, but I probably would build it 1 4 3 2 first, just because like that's just, I don't know. I just rather have those like set percents instead of the skill damage reduction. I'm not really sure though, because it's really hard to like think about that. We're gonna look at his last awakened skill though, and basically what it does is after you have everything maxed out, of course, this skill will be at like, let's say a damage factor of 8,000, and of course when reduced 4,000, and that can up to 9.6 thousand when main leader hero, and then when it's reduced it still goes up to 4.8 thousand, which is just pretty nice. 4,800, that's just pretty nice numbers. Also, the squad attacks like defense reduction goes from 25% to 30%. So honestly, when judging Jaden, I would like to put him kind of mid-tier on the legendary hero list, actually, a little bit above mid tier. He's not terrible, and he's pretty flexible. He also has a leader tree, so that means that he's flexible in what troop type he's able to use. You're able to use like really any hero as a support for this guy. I mean, like, of course, not saying that you're using like Maxine or something, but he's pretty good. He's the zombie hunter. He does his good fair damage. So, and he's pretty free to play, so he is easy for like newer players especially to get up and have him as a good hero. So I do think that Jaden is a decent hero. I do think he's all right, though personally he is not my first choice to throw out on the battlefield for obvious reasons. And I kind of explained the pros and cons for this hero. Of course, like, I feel like his numbers just can't really like match some of the other heroes when like comparing just like the skill percents they're getting. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was informal, and I hope I didn't blab your heads off, because I know I talked like a nut job today. I talked like a nut job. But you guys have an amazing day or night, and I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Thank you guys, and peace out.